Thursday night, preparations are underway for Family Weekend. Plus, a new bike share program is rolling into SU. We'll have the details.
And Apple CEO comes out with a big announcement. All that and more coming up.
Colder temperatures and rain this week. I'll let you know what that means for Halloween. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Hunter Saenz.
And I'm Nick Cardona in for Anna tonight. This weekend isn't only Halloween, but it's also Family Weekend. That is our top story tonight.
Well, Family Weekend kicks off tomorrow with a staff pumpkin carving contest in the Shine Student Center at 11 a.m. The events continue with part 2 of the Idea Juicer program, where students share ideas.
The event continues up until Sunday evening, where the weekend comes to a close with a student showcase in the Goldstein Auditorium.
Emmy-nominated Orange is the New Black star Laverne Cox spoke at SU last night. She delivered the keynote speech for SU's annual Coming Out Month, discussing her struggles as a transgendered woman and her process of self-acceptance. She also stressed the importance of creating safe environments for gender nonconformists to express themselves. New York State Broadcasters Association celebrated the installation of its new Hall of Fame yesterday at the Newhouse School with a panel discussion. Our reporter Alex Resnick was there in attendance and is here now with us in studio. Alex, how did it go?
The event was really great. It included some SU alum on the panel, including Len Berman and Ed Levine. Also, local WSIR General Manager Teresa Underwood. A lot of the time they were speaking about changes in the media and broadcast industry, such as, how they were going from film and making edits in the film to now everything being digital, and also talking about making the radio available everywhere, everything available everywhere. And that's something that they spoke about the entire time, the battle with cell phones. So let's take a look at that.
Great battle is, it's the battle that's going on right now, it's for your cell phone. Because your cell phone is being used for more and more and more things.
So overall, it was a really great event, a really nice networking and look into the industry for a lot of students. And, it was more about the students getting into the industry more than the Hall of Fame installation here at the Newhouse School.
All right, well, Alex Resnick, thank you so much.
SU is working to develop a bike sharing program for next semester. The program would allow students to rent bikes for up to 24 hours at no charge. A growing bike culture is more sustainable on campus now with the new bike lanes on Comstock and Waverly. The kiosk will be located in Archbold and will hopefully be open by mid-March.
And SU could be among elite universities leading the way in drone research. Syracuse is among several schools that applied for a Center of Excellence distinction from the Federal Aviation Administration. If successful, the distinction would allow SU to pursue more drone research and use drones in class curricula.
Students aren't just gearing up for Halloween this weekend, it's also Parents' Weekend. The Student Affairs Office says combining the two weekends was done out of necessity. And while there may be still many more opportunities for trick-or-treating, students will have to get creative when it comes to finding parties.
And upperclassmen hoping to live on campus, you may have a tough time. SU Housing announced via email that fewer rooms will be available for students who have fulfilled their 2-year housing requirement. The move is to make it easier for underclassmen who still need to live on campus, though sophomores can no longer register for single rooms. And when we come back, a plane crashes in Kansas. We'll have the latest.
And we know Ebola threatens people's health, but could it affect your wallet? Molly Smith has the answer after this break.
Citrus TV News live at 6. We'll be right back.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
As we all know, the darkness in the costumes can scare little kids of the night of Halloween. Citrus TV's reporter Jonathan Olens went to an alternative to trick-or-treating geared towards little kids.
From candy to games, costumes, and story time, the Payne Library held a Halloween event for kids. One of the librarians, Joanne Tuska, but Mary Poppins just for the night, wanted to show that there are other alternatives to the traditional Halloween.
Well, sometimes children can be scared by the spooky costumes and by the dark of the night as they're out trick-or-treating. So this offers just one of many alternatives that parents can use.
This alternative was geared more towards little kids in preschool, who would be the most frightened on Halloween, all the way to 10 years old.
For holidays, I think the special events will tend to draw students in. So 4 to 10, that's just a little bit preschool up to early elementary.
The fun activities allowed the children to interact, especially with the story time.
The evil scientist came running over from the corner to see what happened. Evil scientist.
However, they were also able to interact with each other. Despite all the fun, they also were learning, as one of Tuska's main goals was to have them learn a thing or two.
We'll be mixing literature with fun activities for Halloween.
For a holiday like Halloween and an event like this, there's still an opportunity for kids to learn while having fun, even if they don't know it. As part of the learning outcomes of the games, the children were able to learn and refine their math skills.
The games that we're going to play develop math skills as well. They may not really know that that's happening, but that's part of what they'll be doing.
As the night wore on, the kids continued to play. Some were even sad to be leaving. All in all, the alternative proved to be a success.
The library plans on hosting more events throughout the year.
And welcome, we have Molly Smith here to talk about the recent Ebola outbreak in both West African countries, but you're talking about it at a different angle. How can it be viewed as a financial story?
Well, Nick, a lot of the common reaction to Ebola, the first thing we think about is fear. And we've seen it in a lot of different ways, and it might be a little strange to think of it as terms of the stock market too, but we can see the same results applying there as well. Just as Chris Christie was canceling Halloween this year out of fear with trick-or-treating from Ebola. And same with the quarantine of Nurse Casey Hitchcox, and even the Newhouse Dean canceling the photojournalist invite from Africa out of fear. And the same can be seen with investors in the stock market from Ebola.
So what stocks are we looking at in particular? You mentioned some airline stocks as well, but what can we look at specifically?
Yeah, there are a few different stocks that I want us to take a look at. So there are 3 different sectors that can be a little up, down, or maybe a little bit in between that I want us to take a look at. The first one that's really going up is with hazmat suits, particularly Lakeland Industries. So we can see here that the stock today booming, up almost 23%, trading at almost a little over $14, and they're selling it at $10 a share. So trading really high today. The demand for those suits is really high right now, so I'm going to expect that this stock is going to go up. But unfortunately for the airline industry, not so much. So let's take a look at Delta here, going down a little over 1% today. That can a lot be attributed to because people are scared of traveling, you know, like you don't know where the disease is spreading, your risk of being contaminated. So
and they want to be quarantined when they get back. That's also
exactly
the distraction for them.
All the restrictions with traveling definitely taking a hit on the airline industries. And then the pharmaceutical industry can really go either way. So when we look at Pfizer today, slightly up a little bit, but they're one to look out for because while they are taking on, you know, the production of looking for a vaccine, there's no knowing if these vaccines will be effective or not. So it could really go either way.
All right, Molly Smith, thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys. Apple CEO Tim Cook says he's gay and proud of it. Cook came out earlier today in an essay published to Bloomberg's Business Week. Cook said he was inspired by figures such as Martin Luther King when making his decision. According to him, he has never been public about his sexuality, but never denied it either. Apple has been known as one of the leading companies on equality in recent years. A small plane crashed into Wichita's Mid-Continental Airport in Kansas earlier today. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the twin-engine plane lost one of its engines on takeoff, causing it to crash into the airport. So far, reports say at least 2 people are dead inside the airport. No word yet on if the people are dead in that plane.
And homes in the town of Pahoa, Hawaii are facing extreme danger as a river of molten lava inches closer. Hawaiian officials are on the scene to offer assistance. The lava flow is just 70 feet from reaching its first house and moving at a rate of 11 yards per hour.
Monsoon rains in the island of Sri Lanka turned to disaster after a landslide killed more than 10 people and buried hundreds more. The landslide occurred on a 3-mile stretch of land that housed workers for a tea plantation. Authorities believe that there is little hope for the 190 people still missing.
And the first white man to lead a sub-Saharan African country in 20 years took the reins in Zambia yesterday. Interim President Guy Scott took over after former President Michael Sata died in a London hospital. Scott is of Scottish descent, but was born and raised in Zambia. New elections will be held within 90 days, though he will not be able to run because his parents were born outside the country.
Well, it's certainly been chilly these past few days. Let's see if it's going to warm up at all for Halloween weekend with our weather anchor, Jessica Mendelson. Jessica?
Thanks, Hunter. So for the weather today, it was a little spotty rain outside. It was kind of cold. Our temperature was around 49 degrees, so really getting into those colder temperatures. Not too windy, 4 miles per hour, but definitely cloudy. You saw the sun a little bit out today. But looking into tonight, our humidity is at 84% and the low of 38, really getting into those colder temperatures. Precipitation 15%, so you don't really have much to worry about when it comes to rain forecast for this evening. And looking into the current dew point, Syracuse is at 40. So what that means is that we need to get our air temperature down to 40 degrees in order for it to rain. So that's not really going to happen with our air temperature going down as well as the dew point. And looking into current temperatures, Syracuse at 47. See the blue coming up in the northeast just like we're used to up here. So really getting into fall temperatures. And the current surface map, there's not much going on. Since we haven't seen any rain today or this evening, we're at the tail end of this high pressure zone, which gives us that fair weather, even if it is chilly outside. And looking into the 5-day forecast, there's a lot going on here. Not a great weekend. 40 into the evening tonight, 52 tomorrow for Halloween. There's going to be a little bit of rain, so we're going to see that. And then 42 in the evening, 48 for Saturday, another spotty chance of rain. 33 at night. Sunday, you might see some snow in the early AM hours, 43, 30 at night, and then Monday, 52, nice fall temperatures.
Thank you, Jessica. So Sunday is the day that we're looking at. What is the chance we're going to get snow? What do you think?
Snow, it's about 25%, but that's only in the morning because we're going to have those cool temperatures, 33, 32, going from the night into the morning.
We'll have to wait and see. Jessica, thanks as always. After the break, why Beyonce is making headlines again.
And Microsoft joins the wristband trend. We'll be back after the break.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like
Sorry,
us.
Kathleen.
Part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our co-workers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
This Halloween, households across the U.S. are raising awareness of food allergies with teal-painted pumpkins. The initiative is intended to provide alternative treats for kids with different allergies. A teal pumpkin on the doorstep is a signal that that house is providing alternative goodies such as glow sticks, bracelets, and vampire fang teeth. And Beyonce is teaming up with Topshop to launch a new line of workout clothes. Lady B's line will include apparel, footwear, and accessories for dance, fitness, and sports. The line is expected to hit stores in fall of 2015.
And Microsoft is joining the wristband craze with its launch of the Microsoft Band. The focus of the watch is to promote healthy living with its ability to track heart rate, calories burned, and plan your workouts. The watch also allows you to receive emails and set reminders. The price tag on this watch is expected to be around $200, much less than the $350 Apple Watch. And don't worry about staying out too late for Halloween tomorrow night. You will get an extra hour of sleep this Sunday. Daylight savings time ends this weekend. Clocks will fall back on Sunday, November 2nd.
Coming up next in sports, SU football comes back home this weekend and Major League Baseball has a new champion. We've got that and more when we come back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay. Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Baseball crowns a new champion. The NBA season gets underway, but first, some SU football. Good evening, I'm Katie Williams. SU kept things close at Clemson last weekend, but is now in need of a win against NC State in the Dome on Saturday. And for that to happen, the team says the offense is going to need to get back on track.
Definitely. I mean, you look at the weeks, I mean, even when we played Wake Forest, the defense scored more touchdowns than we did. I mean, they are playing out of their mind right now. I mean, I can't even say out of their mind because that would say that they can't play to that capability, but they are playing at a very high level. I mean, they are absolutely balling at this point, and we need to step it up as an offense.
We just have to execute better, which comes down to technique, and that's really what we're hammering. It's just how do we run the routes cleaner, how do we make sure we're throwing the ball more accurately, and how do we make sure we're staying on blocks longer.
One team that is on the right track, the women's basketball team. The first AP rankings came out today, and the ladies are tied for 24th. Last season, SU notched its first ever NCAA tournament win and advanced to the second round for the first time in program history. Coach Q and company hope to build off that success and make the big dance for the third straight season. 4 other ACC teams also made the AP preseason rankings. Carmelo Anthony and company opened the NBA season last night right at home in MSG. After a busy offseason that brought Phil Jackson, a new head coach, and many new players to the Garden, New York hoped to start things off on the right foot against the Bulls. Now, Derrick Rose coming back to the Bulls. He's been gone for a while, and he made his presence felt tonight. There he is driving to the basket, giving Chicago a 46-34 lead late in the second half. And then here, right at the end of the second half, Rose misses a shot, but new teammate Pau Gasol is right there to put it back in. Chicago would lead by 10 going into halftime. And in the second half, the Bulls really got rolling. Here, Taj Gibson gets a dunk off a pass from Aaron Brooks, and Chicago would win 104-80. And if you want proof that winter is coming, look no further than Kansas City, Missouri, where the baseball season ended last night with the San Francisco Giants taking home their 3rd World Series championship in just 5 years, ending a magical run for everyone's favorite underdog, the Royals. We pick things up in the bottom of the 3rd, where Eric Hosmer grounds out to Joe Panik, who turns a great double play. He's initially called safe, but review would later confirm the double play. Things are tied 2-2, and in the 4th, Michael Morse changes that with a single there. Pablo Sandoval standing on 3rd. He would score the go-ahead run, put them up 3-2. That was all Madison Bumgarner needed. Here, a scare, an error on a single, puts Alex Gordon all the way on 3rd base. But Bumgarner, he was electric all postseason, including here. He gets Perez to fly out to Pablo Sandoval, and the Giants win their 3rd World Series in just 5 years, bringing an end to the baseball season, but, you know, just 112 days till spring training for baseball fans.
Katie Williams, thank you. So, World Series last night, what was your major takeaway from the entire series? It was an amazing 7-game series. What was your major takeaway?
The thing that had to stand out for baseball fans was the performance of Madison Bumgarner. He now has, at age 25, has a .29 ERA in the World Series, which is absurd. It's the best for anyone who's pitched as many innings as he has, and he really showed himself as a true ace in this series.
And so the drought continues for the Royals, sadly. But talk about SU football. NC State, we got to win it. What do you think?
This is a good game for the Orange to come off of. The Clemson game. It was a disappointing loss. They weren't able to find the end zone, but NC State has not won an ACC game since November of 2012. So if there's a team where the Orange offense could get back on track, it's definitely this Wolfpack squad.
A lot of parents will be in the crowd. And so women's basketball now. Men's a little weary this season. Do you think the women's will have a better season than the men's this year?
It's hard to say. Because men's, there's just so much uncertainty around it right now. They're ranked 24 just like the women are. So it's tough to say right now. I mean, men's always ends up putting on a strong showing, but the women's program is definitely on the rise. They've been getting better each and every season. So it's going to be an exciting year for women's basketball.
We'll have to wait and see. Thank you, Katie Williams, as always.
Katie, thanks. All right, coming up, one last look at your Halloween weather.
And a special TBT. Don't go away.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org. You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our co-workers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
And Jessica Mendelson is back here with us for a look at the wake-up weather. What are we wearing tomorrow, Jessica?
Tomorrow, jeans, rain jacket, bring your umbrella with you. It's going to be spotty showers.
A little brisk already today. So snow on Sunday,
Early,
parents' weekend?
Yes, early hours, Sunday morning, you're going to see a little bit of snow, but the rest of the day, you should be good.
And what about turnaround for next week? Are the hot temperatures coming back?
Hot temperatures, not so much, but definitely fall temperatures, nice and regular for this time of year.
Oh, we'll keep the sweaters ready.
Yes.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. All right, well, Hunter, today is a very important day of the year. You know what it is?
Well, according to the teleprompter, it's National Candy Corn Day. That's not cheating, by the way. But did you know there's a proper way to eat this kind of candy? Almost half of the consumers say the only way to eat it is starting with the white end.
Well, you could be more like the rebellious 10% of people who start with the yellow end, but I tell you one thing, I always eat it. Just grab a couple and toss them right there.
Oh, yeah, you know, just
I do.
Throw them in your mouth, chomp them down. Jessica, you want to get in on this?
Sure.
I'll hand you a couple.
Thank you.
I know you love them to death.
Yes, I'll start with the white end.
Oh, yeah. So good. Yeah,
So
don't
good.
start with the other end.
Start with the other end?
Don't start with the other end.
Okay,
White end only.
Okay, white end only.
That's the way to go.
I had some of these before the show, so this is like a little bit cheating for me. I practiced before.
That's why our bowl is so empty.
Exactly. Wow.
All right, well now before we sign off, we're going to do slightly different TBT today.
In honor of Halloween tomorrow, we're throwing it back to Halloween when myself, Jess, and Hunter were just kids.
Look at those costumes. Oh, if that isn't Carly.
There went. I'm Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Hey, there I am riding the bull.
That's what
Cowboy as always. Where's Jess? Is she coming up?
Jess.
Nope.
Nope, not yet. We'll also perhaps
so nice in her
a couple of.
makeup.
Oh, Maddie. She does the brief on Thursdays. Oh, Barney.
That
was my favorite.
That's a classic. Oh, what?
My goodness.
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues. There we go.
Twins.
There we go.
I can't wait to see what costumes come around my house tomorrow, knocking on the doors, you know?
There I am. As a
At least before we all go out.
That's true. Gypsy girl also with my...
This is also a couple of our crew members. They decided to send theirs in too.
See, I'm getting ideas now that I'm going to go shopping for a costume. I got to get some ideas. So these are good. Maybe I'll go back as Woody. I don't know.
Person is just eating all the candy.
Wow.
Ooh.
Look at that.
My goodness.
It is Halloween. Well,
that wraps it up.
That wraps it up. There we go. I'm Nick Cardona.
And I'm Hunter Saenz. Nick, as always, thank you for joining us. Have a good night, Syracuse, and happy 21st birthday to our director, Woman in the Air, Caroline Strange.
Happy birthday, Caroline.